Hello everyone, so this is part 2 of the Pilates exercises. I've already gone through your neutral spine, so I'm not necessarily going to go through that every single time I show you an exercise. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you a couple of exercises. I'm going to show you scissors exercise, shoulder bridge, single leg stretch, okay? And then those are the exercises designed to work on your transverse abdominal muscle here, so kind of the main muscle in your core group. And the idea is to help you stabilise your back and help you work at maintaining the correct spinal posture. So the first one is your scissors exercise, and I'll show you a couple of levels. My suggestion is you start at level 1 and then sort of build up the process. Okay, so lying on your back, again, just to go through the neutral spine once more. Feet together, knees together, toes out to the side, heels in line, legs hip width apart, flatten your lower back a little bit, then arch, flatten your back a little bit, then arch. Find a middle position between those two, core activated, 50%, arms relaxed, and a slight double chin. So the first part of this exercise is to know what, for scissors, is to know what tabletop position is. So what I do is take a deep breath in, and as I breathe out, I move my right leg into my tabletop position. This is tabletop. So essentially it's 90 degrees of knee flexion, so bend, and 90 degrees of hip flexion. Okay? So again, to start the exercise, core contracted, deep breath in. As I breathe out, I'll bring my leg up, and breathe back in, I'll go back down, breathe out, bring my other leg up into tabletop, and breathe in, back down, so out, in, out, in. So that's level 1. Things to watch for is that you're not twisting from your pelvis as you're lifting your leg up. There's no point in doing that. This should be mill pond still, this bit shouldn't move. And the other thing to watch is to make sure you're not doing this when you're lifting your leg up. You should maintain this standard neutral position. Okay? So that is scissors level 1. Level 2, what you're going to do is, starting the exercise from scratch, deep breath in. As you breathe out, you bring the leg up. And then I tend to have breathing at the top at this point, and then exhale, change. Breathe in, exhale, change. Breathe in, exhale, change. And because I'm now swapping in mid-air, at this point I have to work a lot harder to make sure my back doesn't arch. And again, so that's my scissors exercise at level 2. To make it a bit harder, what you do is I would tend to then swap legs on breathing out and breathing in, so rather than just on the exhale. So you start at the top, and as you breathe in, change, out, change, in, change, out, change. Okay? Again, watch for the twist. Level 3 would be deep breath in, breathe out, bring the leg up. Breathe in and then compress. So I'm actually going to flatten my back before I bring my other leg up into double tabletop. And then I would then work in this position. This is level 3, going up and down as such. Maintaining my control here. So I'm not arching my back. And I think from a basic level point of view, if you can master those 3 levels, so level 1, level 2, and then level 3, and scissors are a really hard exercise. You should feel it in your stomach. If you're feeling it in your lower back, it means that either you've gone to too high a level, or you're not quite keeping your back in a neutral position, so you're overarching. So watch that, okay? Second exercise is your single leg stretch. It will look very similar to scissors to a degree. So you're starting, breathing in, and then coming up. Tabletop as you breathe out, and then I'm going to kind of skip the first level and go straight to level 2 here. So you're going to go straight up towards the ceiling as you breathe out, and bring it back in as you breathe in. So out, in, out, in. And then what I would tend to do is 10 repetitions on my left leg, so my right leg, and then change it to my left. The really key thing with scissors is that when you change, so with the single leg stretch, when you change legs, you don't just forget what you're doing and go, oh yeah, brilliant. Because what's going to happen is you're going to twist, you're going to arch. So when you change, So after you've done your 10 on this leg, as you change, you've really got to watch that when you change legs that you're being controlled, okay? So this technically is level 2 single leg stretch, but I think the previous level was a bit too easy. Working, and again, making sure that I'm not overarching my back, my pelvis isn't twisting, and I do 10 on my right leg, then 10 on my left leg. And you don't have to go fully extended your knee, you can kind of just stay about a 5-degree bend in it, and you always come back to that tabletop position. Okay? Level 3, technically, so the second level I'm going to show you, is you start in double tabletop again, so you come up, and again, in this position, and then you should do one leg, then the other, but always come back to your tabletop position before you start moving again. So as you breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Okay? And then when you come back down from tabletop, it's one leg at a time. Otherwise, you'll arch. And that's your single leg stretch. And the last one I'm going to show you is shoulder bridge. And with this one, this is quite a difficult one. It's the one where your technique is really going to be very, very important. You've actually, as you start, you've actually got to sort of imprint and push your lower back into the floor a little bit. So essentially what that does, you can see I can get my hands under my bum now, so it lifts my buttocks up. So again, tuck. And then you're going to slowly but surely bring your back off the floor, and then you're going to roll back down. Some people describe it like a rocking horse coming up and down off the floor. So you breathe in, breathe out, imprint, lift your bum up, now lower back, now come up to the middle back, and breathe in at the top, but as you come back down, middle back first, lower back, then lower back to finish, okay? Shoulder bridge. Ones to watch is you're not going that wonky. Ones to watch is you're not arching, coming up like that. Ones to watch is you don't go up and then kind of overextend at the top. That's no good. So again, it's breathe in, breathe out. Bum off the floor, lower back off the floor. Now middle onto your middle back. Middle back coming down as you breathe it in on the way back down. Then your lower back, then your buttocks. Okay, and that's a shoulder bridge. At the moment, that's a nice, easy level. You can make it more difficult by kind of coming up to the top, squeezing your bum cheeks, and then trying to straighten your leg. But I think from a beginner's point of view, that's quite a hard exercise. So I'll leave that one. Okay? The key things with these Pilates exercises to watch is that you're not overarching your back and your pelvis isn't twisting, and that you're not really gripping through your arms but really tucking your chin in. So as long as you maintain those sort of key points, you should be absolutely fine. A lot of people get really mixed up with the breathing. Don't worry about the breathing. The breathing is really hard. So you'll get better with the breathing as you kind of practice. Each exercise, so the scissors, single leg stretch and the shoulder bridge, I would tend to do those probably, depending on what level you're doing, probably 2 minutes of each exercise at each level, and then kind of build it up, build it back down, build it up, build it back down for each one. So level 1, level 2, level 3 for scissors if you can manage it, then 2, then 1, then go on to the next exercise, single leg stretch, level 2, level 3 if you can manage it, then 2, then onto the shoulder bridge. So these 3 exercises, you're probably looking at a good sort of 10 to 15 minutes worth of exercise. Okay, so that's an introduction to some of the basic Pilates exercises we do with lying on our back. I'm planning to do what we call side series, so stuff for your buttocks, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Okay, thank you very much, and hopefully speak to you soon. Bye.